Okay, this is my second attempt at recording this, so that's why there's a little bit of notes here, but I'm just gonna go through them. So, say that we have this problem right here, f of x is equal to x cubed over cosine of x. When we see something like this, we want to use our quotient rule because we have a fraction. What does the quotient rule tell us? So the quotient rule looks very similar to our product rule up here. The only difference is instead of our addition, we have a subtraction, and we have it over g of x, which is our original denominator, and we square it. So let me break it down a little bit further. So when f of x is equal to, we have f of x over g of x, so our numerator and our denominator, we use the quotient rule, f prime of x. So we have f prime of x times g of x, sorry, I had to sneeze, minus g prime of x times f of x over g of x squared. Let me break that down a little bit more. So we have the derivative of the numerator times the denominator minus the derivative of the denominator times the numerator all over the denominator squared. There was a way that my professor had us try to memorize it. Personally, I didn't use it. I was just able to memorize it looking at it like this and relating it to the product rule, but other students used it. It goes low, the denominator, d for derivative, high minus high d low all over d squared, or low squared. What does that mean? So take it as low is equal to g of x, high is equal to f of x, and then d is equal to derivative. So we got low d high minus high d low all over low squared. Now that's just a little way of remembering it, not very important, but feel free to rewind this little part if it helps. Okay, so let's jump into the problem. So the derivative of f of x, we're going to, let me copy this, or you know what, never mind, I don't need to. Let's use our formula and what we know to solve for this. So let's first set it up. We do d over dx of, and then I just use parentheses to indicate that this is being applied to whatever is in the parentheses, of f prime of x, so in this case it'll be x squared, or x cubed, my bad, times the denominator left alone, g of x, so cosine of x minus d over dx of, what is g of x? G of x is cosine of x times f of x, which is x cubed. It's going to be all over g of x squared, which is cosine of x squared. Now we're going to solve. So what is the derivative of x cubed? Now earlier we went over the power rule, and just a little recap. It is n, so the exponent, you move that over in the front to be the new coefficient. You leave the x alone, and for the exponent, for the new exponent, we do the original exponent, n minus 1. So that will be we move the coefficient to the front. We move the exponent to the front to become the coefficient. So we got 3, leave the x alone. So 3 minus 1 is 2 times, and we just leave the cosine there, minus, and then now we're going to take the derivative of cosine, but remember the derivative of cosine is going to be negative sign. So we do negative sine. We just leave the x3 just like that. Or x3, there we go. Nope. All over cosine x squared. We can simplify it a little more to do 3x squared cosine x plus sine x. There's an x there. Sorry. You know what? Let me move this over. Move this one over to do x cubed and then sine x all over, cosine x squared. This is our answer using the quotient rule. Moving down, we're now going to do the chain rule. I'm actually going to save this for a different video. This was the quotient rule. Hopefully it was helpful.